Alright, YouTube, we are on the hunt here, headed out to the very first garage sale of the season. The guy says he has all video games on 19 systems, but he knows what he has and he wants 50% of price charting for them. So let's go take a look. We're not too far away, maybe another 2 miles. And we're going to try to show up like 20 minutes early, try not to be too rude. But it is 3 in the afternoon, so, well, it will be 3 when it opens, so hang with us here. Let's see what we got. Alright, YouTube, here we go. We have boxes of pickups. Nobody else is here. We got the place to ourselves, so we're going to go back in, start making a round 2. Alright, YouTube, we went back in, hit another pile. I can't really see it, but GameCube and some other stuff like that. Went back for some more Genesis. But we are all in at $1,170. Oh yeah, some PC stuff. So $1,170 all in. Let's take it inside and start combing through it, and then we'll do the usual tally. See if we've made money or struck it gold, or you know, are on another path to not getting back a 4-figure purchase. Let's find out. All right, so we are back at the house here, and so combing through box 1. So we did a first deal for $800, another deal for $370, and then at the end I just kind of scoped around and picked up these couple computer games here. So it became clear that it was a guy that I knew and had bought a bunch of computer stuff on when he was selling off part of his computer collection. So I think it came to like $826, and I got like $26 off, and then it came to $400, and we sell at $370. So, and then the computer games for free here. So, this was supposed to be 5, Wing Commander 4. This thing is heavier than heck. It's got all this stuff in there. So, we picked that up. And then these were in the dollar bin, which was half off. So we picked up Gex there. And then anytime I just see Warhammer 40K, we picked that up. Apparently didn't have a manual, but for 50 cents, you're not going to say no to that. And just kind of flip through what we were picking up here. The prices on the bags weren't necessarily the prices. It was really weird. Fortress of Fear, I just hadn't heard of before. You could tell it was all kind of B-tier stuff, but the crashes being, you know, cheap, and Yoshi, you know, this kind of stuff, although it's not, like, super great, I mean, $4 for a Tony Hawk, but you put it, you know, I have a retail presence, and so, you know, putting it there, I tend to get a little better prices out of some of the better stuff. Now, of course, Genesis stuff is going to be hard to sell, but the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3s are kind of games that people generally want. I think I might be sold out at the moment of, like, the Lion Kings and stuff like that. You know, the Road Rash, I guess this stuff is all kind of piled in here, however, is always, you know, good titles. King of Monsters, just stuff that people would want. He had 3 different copies of Sonic and Knuckles, and of course, I already have one up there. But if it sells, I'd like to have a backup, and this is the only copy they had with the top on it. The TMNT Tournament Fighters, a lot of these not in great shape. You know, he said it was a selling as a, you know, collector's collection. I could tell it wasn't his collection, but, you know, what are you going to do? We got Battle Cars. You know, Super Nintendo, I can open my range a bit. You know, people generally want Paper Boys, Final Fights, you know, WWF games, Michael Jordan here. You know, stuff like that people will pick up on the Super Nintendo that maybe they wouldn't on the Genesis, as I lose focus here. Toxic Crusaders, with a movie coming out and stuff, I figure that will be good. And it's just Toxie in general is good. Not a great label, but Earthworm Jim. And again, everything was just half off. Supposed to be half off, whatever they had their list prices that they went on to VGP and looked up. So just kind of trusting. I mean, I know the guy, you know, obviously it's like kind of dealer seconds in terms of quality and stuff, but who knows, you know, again, games like Beast Wrestler, you just don't find anymore, sort of find so many in one place. Always look for renovation games. If you're just generally out and about trying to figure out which games I should buy, grab those. And again, they all look fairly dusty down there. But Double Dragon, you know, trying to stick really tight to sort of classic games on the Genesis that I think I could move. He had like 3 Captain Americas. I figure 1's enough. You know, I'll chance it with that. Vector Man 2, I like the Vector Man series. I don't know if other people will or not. But, you know, they're at least staples, I think. Again, a half price on, you know, and again, that wasn't the price. The price I paid was supposed to be lower than that, you know, trusting that they accounted for all this correctly. But a half market price Star Wars, I'm not going to complain about. Yeah, he said this was like $1, so, you know, hey, $1, we'll take that. And I think this said like 3, and it was less than that. So anytime we can just pick up a WCW game, we're going to do that. Looks like we got more Genesis here, another Vector Man. Lamborghini, again, not great titles, but it's 64 stuff and stuff I don't have. I would just like to have the most number of 64 games I can in the booth. Called my buddy who owned the game store. He said, I'm out of Sonic 2s, pick up Sonic 2s for me. The Sonics that I picked up for myself were all of these that were the standard retail release. Notice it doesn't say not for resale, so I picked up those. I don't think he had that factored into his pricing, so I think these were $9 and these were $12.50 or $12.75. So $12.75 for the Sonic. That's the actual retail, is pretty good. Nobody likes Spinball, but I do, so we grabbed that. The Road Rashes 1 and 2, Mortal Kombat. Again, anytime you can pick up a half-price Super Mario World, I do it. Mainly because I can charge a little more than retail, so I get a decent margin on there. This said it was $12, so it was going to be less than 12. I don't know what I got charged. But, you know, decent boxed copy, so let's do that. Again, I'm always selling out of the Mortal Kombat, so picking up a Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, another Road Rash, a Turrican, always a great one. I paid $10 for this. I have no idea what it is. He didn't either, but he had $15 on the bag, and then we negotiated it to $10, and he agreed on that. So we went ahead and picked that up. Again, PlayStation stuff really doesn't even sell for me, even the Tomb Raiders. But Tomb Raider books, so cheap that picking it up at like half price is fine. I just don't care if it doesn't sell. They're just sort of all-time great games. Same with like Tony Hawk. They book really low. And again, some of these too, because the original Black Label Spyro tends to get mixed in on VGPC with the greatest hits. The Black Labels, if you find them and then you get them buffed, generally outsell, you know, what the price charting says. There you go, another Road Rash. Of course, Street Fighters. Subterranea, I probably shouldn't have picked up. It's just a personal favorite, but, you know, sometimes you let that get in the way. But you just see so many common games. You're like, can I just get the non-sports or somewhat better games? And you pick those up. Another Spyro. Again, those are like $4 or $5, but they book really well, but they sell for me for like 15. So, there you go. Lego, Sonic. Again, the PS3 stuff right now, if you can just get it at half book, just hold it. Just pick this stuff up. All the classic games that you know are going up in value. Grab them now and sit on them. And then for $2, bam, the official new and updated Sega Genesis Power Tips. So we'll cut it there for video 1. We got another whole stack of stuff behind me to get to, but we'll see. So there's box 1. Tell me what I'm doing. Am I picking up the stuff you would pick up? What should we have got more of? You could see what I was seeing there. Genesis's, the systems were $50. Atari 2600s, $45. Should I have got some of the systems? Should I go back maybe tomorrow or try to follow up and get them on a different day? Let me know in the comments, and then we'll come back with a new video here in a day or two, going through the rest of the stack.